Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the SmackDown review for the 18th of June 2021. A week lead into the Hell in a Cell pay per view, but it's WWE. What do you expect? They moved one of the Hell in a Cell matches to the SmackDown, which kind of, when you have a Hell in a Cell pay per view, doesn't make sense. There is the upside of the simple fact that at the end of the day, it'll mean the ones that are on the pay per view mean more. Anyway, Rey Mysterio opens the show. They lower the Hell in a Cell halfway. Rey walks to the ring. He knows, any parent knows how he's feeling right now. Rey is describing the power bomb that took place on Dominic last week and getting pointed out of the ring, or thrown out of the ring. Rey notes that Dominic is up and walking. Rey says he'll never forget the name of the person who does this to his son, and he doesn't want to wait until Sunday for the match. Rey knows Reigns accepted the challenge last night on Twitter, but he wants Reigns to say it to his face. The cell lowers down. Universal Champion Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman come out to the ramp. Reigns notes that he didn't want to do this, and Rey knows he's going to be locked in a cell with him, and that he doesn't really want to hurt Rey. He said what he does to Rey is going to make what he did to Dominic look PG. He also asked Rey if he's sure he wants this tonight, and Rey says he's ready to fight. Reigns is disappointed and notes that he's going on his way. Reigns walks off, and overall, this was a good segment. Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz defeat Big E and Kevin Owens in just over 9 minutes. A fine match. The focus is getting Aziz over as a big monster heel. Earlier today, Crews and Aziz do a backstage interview. Crews is confident that they're going to win because Secret Weapon Aziz. Behind the curtain, Kayla Braxton interviews Kevin Owens and Big E. She points out that Aziz beat down them both outside the ring. Owens isn't worried because Big E is one of the strongest guys he's ever known, and Big E is a 9-time former tag team champion. Big E doesn't respond. Owens is a bit offended. Owens turned on him a while back. Big E promises that they're going to beat Crews and Aziz in a very basic segment. Sami Zayn comes out and joins commentary. Baby faces get the early advantage in the tag match, and then Big E hits a splash, follows up by Owens hitting a senton. Aziz gets tagged, pace of the match slows down. Big E gets hit with a big boot, sending him to ringside. Aziz goes after Big E and slams him on the floor. Back from the break, Aziz is in control and gives Big E a suplex. He backdrops Big E in the corner and hits a second suplex. Aziz misses an elbow and Big E goes to tag out. Crews knocks Owens off the apron. Crews and Big E fight on the apron. Crews comes back with a Death Valley driver, but Big E counters it, and then Owens hits a swanton for near fall. Aziz then tries breaking up the pin attempt, but he's a bit late, and Aziz tags back in, destroys Owens, and Crews comes back in, slams Owens into the ring post. Zayn jumps up and yells at Owens. Owens is distracted. He jumps back in the ring, but Aziz hits the Nigerian nail, and there we go. Post-match, Aziz gives Owens another of his finish. Zayn runs to the back and watches on the monitor. He laughs at Owens in pain on the canvas. They air a video of the Battle of the Crowns junk, and it's just, what a waste of time. But that's where we go next. Shinsuke Nakamura with Rick Boggs defeats King Corbin 901. Very basic match that could have been accomplished in about 1/3 of the time. Thorn in the crown set on the stage. Boggs introduces Nakamura and played him to the ring. Corbin avoids a kick and rolls him up and Nakamura up for near fall. Quick recovery and then the sliding German. Rolls to the floor and Boggs plays the music while he's on the floor in the middle of a match for no good reason. Back from the break, Corbin's in control, hits a deep six. Nakamura recovers from that, hits a backstabber, and he regains control and a sliding knee for a secondary near fall. Nakamura sets up the Kinshasa, but Corbin hits a clothesline instead. Nakamura fights back and hits a series of knees off the second turnbuckle. Corbin won't stay down. Corbin attempts a chokeslam. Nakamura hits a knee to the face and then hits the Kinshasa for the win and the crown. Hopefully this feud is over, but I have no faith that that's the case. Post-match, Nakamura sits on the throne. Boggs put the crown on his head. Corbin's in the corner and crying over this. Then we go to a Bianca Belair and Bayley face-to-face segment. They recap Cesaro attacking Rollins and destroying the Ding Dong Hello set. Bayley picked up the pieces. Belair walked out and laughed at Bayley. Belair noted it felt good to put Bayley in her place with the Ding Dong Hello thing because now it's Ding Dong Goodbye. Belair looks forward to taking on Bayley on Sunday. She called Bayley a bully and wanted her to come out to the ring. Bayley did not come out. Bianca Belair says it's tough to have someone laugh in your face. Reminded her when she was picked on. Belair notes that she's sick of Bayley challenging her at Hell in a Cell. And Belair promised to grab her by the hair. She's going to be Bayley so bad she's going to beg for mercy. And Belair said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you. And then she said, then you win. Bayley's music hit, and she jumps in the ring. They brawl. They fall on the arena floor. Belair has an advantage for a minute. Bayley grabs Belair's hair and pulls her to the barricade. Bayley continues to beat on Bianca and hit the rose plant. Bayley then held up the belt and basically leans over. That. They recap the whole thing with Reigns and Uso over the last several months. Jimmy approaches Roman Reigns in the locker room. Jimmy notes that he thinks what Reigns said last week. He admitted Reigns is right. Jimmy didn't agree with everything Reigns does, but he's with him. Reigns wondered about Jay. Jimmy hasn't heard from Jay all week. Jimmy told Reigns that he's got his back tonight and will help him in the cell. Reigns doesn't want the help. Reigns admitted he needed Jay and told Jimmy to find him. Jimmy's offended. Reigns said that we need Jay. And this is, it's a fine continuation of the segment, but at the same time, it feels kind of flat. Speaking of a complete waste of a segment, here we go. This is actually a better SmackDown when I look at the notes of it than an average SmackDown. But this is like you could throw this match away and it doesn't mean anything, and it's actually more of an angle anyway. Otis with Chad Gable versus Angelo Dawkins is announced. Match doesn't take place. Beat down on Dawkins. They recap the angles between the two over the last few weeks. Dawkins and Otis face off in the ring. Gable slapped Dawkins in the face. Dawkins chases him around ringside. Otis is hiding at ringside and knocks Dawkins down. Gable and Otis toss him back in the ring. They hit the knee off the apron into Dawkins' injured shoulder. Gabe and Otis hit a German suplex discus clothesline combo. Referees and officials run out to check. They again recap the feud with Cesaro and Rollins. What a waste of time in the sense that they do so many recaps on the show. It inspires people not to watch. In the back, Kayla Braxton has a sit-down interview with Cesaro. Cesaro noted that he doesn't think he's gone far enough. Rollins showed up, but saying he didn't want to fight. He noted that he couldn't wait until Sunday. He asked Braxton to leave and takes her seat. Rollins then tells Cesaro that he disgusts him. He claims that everything he's done is a disgrace and he doesn't deserve any respect. Rollins promises to put Cesaro in his place on Sunday. Cesaro notes that he respects Rollins and will see him Sunday. Cesaro stands up and pushes Rollins. Cole and McCaffrey run down the lineup for Hell in a Cell. And there we go. Main event. 1601. Obviously, Reigns retains the championship. And matches hard work. Michael Cole notes that Ray's never been in a Hell in a Cell before. Big E spoke with Cole earlier today and said that they should pray for Mysterio. Mysterio grabs a chair from under the ring to start the match. Reigns overpowers him and throws away the chair. Mysterio blinds Reigns with a fire extinguisher and then hits Reigns with it to gain the advantage. Mysterio then hits Reigns in the head with a toolbox, wraps chair around Reigns' neck, and slams him into the side of the cell 3 times. Reigns takes over but misses a spear and goes through a table. Reigns uses a knee to the midsection to gain control. Mysterio attempts a sunset bomb. Reigns holds on. Mysterio attempts a run up, but Reigns blocks it and swings him into the side of the cell. Reigns then picks up Mysterio and launches him into the cell again. Back from the break, Reigns is in control. He beats Mysterio up in the corner. Reigns then hits the Superman punch and yells, "Acknowledge me," several times. Reigns goes for a spear, but Mysterio counters with a dropkick. Reigns attempts a powerbomb. Mysterio fights out and hits a Rana. Mysterio tries a 619, but Reigns avoids it. Reigns then misses a spear and hits the ring post, and Mysterio finally hits the 619. Mysterio grabs a chair again, beats Reigns up, and places Reigns on the chair. Reigns then hits a frog splash, Mysterio hits frog splash, can't make a cover. Mysterio hits a second one and gets a near fall off the second one. Mysterio tries a Rana, but Reigns catches him with a power bomb from the ring to the side of the cell. Fight with a guillotine submission for the win. Post-match, Jimmy comes to the ring to celebrate with Reigns and Heyman. Mysterio pulls himself to his feet using the ropes. Reigns is angry and locked on the guillotine, and Mysterio taps a second time, and Reigns poses to end the program. Overall, a better than average SmackDown. Still not worthy of being on mainstream television, in my estimation, but they are doing what they think is best, and we'll be back with more right after this.